That number will be I'll be happy to make it 80%. Okay, vertical expansion or stretch affects the y coordinate. So all we need to do is the following. Multiply every y coordinate by 4. That's all we are doing. All we're doing is multiplying every y coordinate by 4. So 2, -1 becomes 2, -4. 3, 0, well that stays 3, 0. 4, 1, that goes up here to 4, 4. And there we have our new equation. Lucio?
So if 4 was within the absolute value, like absolute value of 4x minus 2, would that affect the
X.
vertical? Oh.
That would affect X only. Yep, Daniel?
So you're saying that so the 4 only affects the y, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sandra?
So you know how the 4 is outside the bracket?
Yep.
We don't distribute it.
You don't need to distribute it, no. I mean, you could, but it would have the exact same effect. And just, if you want to prove it to yourself, just do this. Give me 1 second, Michelle. If you want to prove it to yourself, just do this. Plug in 2 over here. 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 minus 1 is -1. -1 times 4 is -4. Plug in 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. Plug in 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. That's how we do it. And we can get every coordinate that way. Michelle? Yeah, period. I mean, if there are 2 transformations, like 4f of 3x, then the 4 affects the y, the 3 affects the x. Cannot hear a word, you gotta talk about it. Right. Guys, I cannot hear because we're doing some stuff over there, so you need to talk louder. Done. Now, if, let me add another example. We had h of x equals 0.25 f of x. H of x equals, yeah. Okay, let's just keep it going. Yeah, because we need to spend some more time on this because we don't need to understand. Split on 6 minutes. I'll get it in 6 minutes. H of x equals 0.25 times f of x. So, again, everybody needs to be able to like do this in their sleep. We need to this next step that I'm about to do needs to be able to like happen in 25 seconds or less. Like everybody's got to be able to get this that quickly. Are there any questions on how to get this? Michelle.
So we're just using it from the previous step. It's not always going to be that. It's not always going to be that.
No. Whatever the function is. Yeah. Okay. Now, everybody also needs to this quickly say the following. This is a vertical. And they need to say, oh, this is less than 1, therefore this is a contraction or compression. Like that needs to be that fast. And this is the kind of annotating I want to see on the problems. This is how you get the hundreds in this class. The people who do well, do this. Talk to Jose Garcia from last year. You can ask him. You should ask him, how do you make a 98 in this class? Just go ask him. This is the kind of things he did. I should not have got that on tape. Okay. Okay, yeah, so here we had the stretch because we were multiplying by 4. Here we have a compression because 0.25 is smaller than 1. So if the number is below 1, compression. Above 1, expansion. Now, and this also affects y. That also needs to be, Iris question? That also needs to be that fast. And now the last step needs to be that quick too, okay? Here, we multiplied by 4. So here, we should probably multiply by
0.25.
0.25. BNA and Fernando, what's going on? Multiply by 0.25. So, but But I can already envision the mistake on the exam. I'll tell you right now what the mistake will be, and people will still make it. We do not change the blue graph. The blue graph is g of x. We go back to the original f of x, which is in orange. The blue graph does not matter anymore, because the blue graph is g of x. The blue graph is g of x. G of x does not matter to us anymore. We need to go back to this orange graph. So, multiply everything by 0.25. Negative 1 times 0.25 is negative 0.25. That's like right here. 0 times 0.25 is still 0. 1 times 0.25 is 0.25. And now you begin to see the pattern. The green graph is h of x. Notice that if you compare orange to blue, blue is stretched out version of orange. If you compare orange to green, green is a shrunken version of orange. The shrinking is the same as compression or contraction. The expansion, in this case vertically, is stretch or expansion. So present this.
So when you have like number load and when you're not counting the -1 to move it down? Or?
No, so let's do an example. If I plug in 2, 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 times 0.25 is negative 0.25. If I plug in 4, 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 times 0.25 is 0.25. This is the kind of analysis we need to see. I love to see this annotating, different colors on the homework. That's what's going to take you far. Questions on this? Okay? So you all have a sheet that you picked up when you walked in that says paste into the notebook. Okay, let's reset the clock to 6 minutes, and let's do parts A, B, and C on number 1. So